Hey friends, I'm Ashley and I help spiritually minded, growth oriented women to move from feeling stuck and overwhelmed to stepping confidently into a life of purpose, joy, and freedom with a lot of impact. Through practical steps rooted in deep inner work, I guide them toward lasting transformation that supports both personal and community well being. So, today we're diving into self awareness. It's the first step to real lasting growth. Because knowing yourself is where the journey begins if you want to truly live with freedom and purpose. My personal growth story started in early 2018. I'm a stepmom, and we woke up one morning to find out that our oldest daughter had run away. Needless to say, this was a shock, and we were filled with fear as we drove over to the other house. Thankfully, our daughter was found quickly and she was safe. She was returned home, but this experience shook me. It shook me to the core, and it drove me to start to question things about myself and my family. And I had to wonder, why did our daughter want to leave everything to go out and be on her own? And of course, as a parent or a step parent, you start to wonder if you are part of the problem. The day after this happened, I went to my Bible study and we were studying the book of Romans. And this day was focused on the grace of God. The Holy Spirit just shook me to the core, and I came home and I was sobbing. I was so overwhelmed by the abundance of grace I had received, but I also was so overwhelmed with sadness because I started to realize how I was not extending grace to my family or my loved ones. This really it started the journey of asking, who am I and how am I showing up in the world for the people I say I love? What am I even doing here? Where do I go? What do I do from here on out? I'm sure that some of you can relate. You might be feeling lost, disconnected, or questioning who you are in the middle of life struggles. So I understand that you may feel stuck or scattered, but there is a path to growth, and it begins with understanding and embracing who you are today. Self-awareness is not navel gazing. It's actually really helpful in the relationships that you have. It's a dynamic tool for resilience, for self-discovery, and to align with our God-given purpose. I think that this will be a journey that will bring freedom, and it will bring renewed connection with our faith, our values, and our dreams, which is awesome. This season where our daughter ran away, it taught me how crucial it is to know ourselves at the core, and how discovering that helps us walk into purpose with confidence. Today, I'll share how to start that journey for yourself, and it's an exciting one, I promise. So, what exactly is self awareness? Simply put, self awareness is the ability to see ourselves clearly and to understand our motivations, our thoughts, and our behaviors. It's about recognizing both strengths and areas of growth and being honest about who we are today. It's the first step towards any meaningful change because we can't grow what we don't acknowledge. We sometimes feel lost because we haven't taken the time to understand who we are today. There are a lot of blocks. First off, we live in a very, very busy world. We are all busy people. We're busy moms, we're busy executives, we're busy students. It's hard to find time for ourselves. We also might be struggling with people-pleasing tendencies. What other people want take precedence over what we want, if we even know what we want. Then sometimes we just don't really want to know what's beneath the surface. That's me. Self-awareness is not selfish. There's some misconceptions about it being self-centered or unproductive, but really it's living intentionally, giving generously, and being able to build deeper connections in your community. Some red flags that you might be disconnected from yourself include emotional overwhelm, decision paralysis. Do I want to eat Mexican food tonight or eat spaghetti? It sounds silly, but that can be a sign. Relationship friction and sometimes spiritual dryness. But there's hope. There are a lot of benefits to becoming more self-aware. I'm going to touch on 5, but this is not a comprehensive list. 1, it connects us with our God-given purpose. It can lead us closer to understanding God's unique plan for each of us, and it enables us to show up authentically and confidently in every area of life. The second benefit is that it improves our relationships. Earlier, I talked about how there's a common misconception that it is self-centered, where self-awareness is actually improving the relationships and our interactions with others because we're showing up more genuinely, and we can be more connected with our loved ones and our community and even with God. We can be more real. The third benefit that I personally have found a lot of value in is that it gives you clarity and focus. Self-awareness can bring direction and clarity into your life. It can transform that scattered feeling into a focused pursuit of what really matters. That's pretty awesome. I can have a really hard time not getting distracted by a lot of things, but knowing myself more really helps me reel back and not go down these tangents or these rabbit holes too far. I've been able to put disciplines in my life to help me keep pursuing the direction that I know is better for me in the long run, and that I know is more aligned with who I am and what my values are. So I love that benefit of becoming more self-aware. The fourth benefit is that it increases resilience and freedom. Self-awareness can help us to recognize triggers and patterns that might be holding us back. And I will be talking about that in future episodes, so watch for limiting beliefs. But when we can recognize those patterns and those triggers, we are then enabled to move past and beyond those into more freedom and resilience. The fifth benefit is that you get more confident. You can make bolder decisions that are aligned with your faith and values because you know what those are. And that is pretty amazing. Now that we've talked a little bit about what self-awareness is, how you can tell that you're not totally connected with yourself, and some of the benefits, I hope you're starting to see and get excited about starting your own self-awareness journey. I wanted to share 5 practical steps you can start to developing your self-awareness. Now, there are many other things that you can do to start this journey or to continue this journey. These are just 5 that are easy to start. Step 1, not 5, 1 is a self-reflection practice. Journaling is an amazing practice. I've been journaling since high school. My husband journals. Lots of people I know journal, and it provides a lot of insight. There's lots of different prompts out there. If you're not sure what to write, you can journal just what's going on in your day, what you're thinking about. You can have a theme. There are lots of ways to journal. Or you could try the power pause. This is really powerful, but it's a little difficult to get started. But I will say with practice, it will get easier. So what is the power pause? Let's say your kids are going at it and you're getting a little crazy and you're about to explode, or you may have just exploded. No judgment. I have done that too often. So in those moments, if you can, pull back, shut your eyes, take a deep breath, and count to 10. And then ask yourself a couple questions. Ask yourself what you're feeling and why are you feeling it. This can be a really powerful practice. That pause, it can reset you to move forward in a better way and in a more aligned way, but it can also start to bring up patterns and insights, emotions, and any reoccurring struggles as the way to gain clarity. The second practical step you can do is you can ask for feedback from trusted friends or mentors or family members who will provide you honest and loving perspectives on your blind spots and your strengths. The third practical step that you can do is practice self-reflection in prayer. Go to God and spend time with Him. Ask Him for His wisdom and His clarity about who you are and what your next steps are. I will say that pairing that with maybe journaling can be really powerful. You're talking, you're spending time listening, and then you're reflecting on what God is speaking to you. If you don't know me, I'm a little bit of a personality test junkie. I love personality tests. I will do all of them. I'll even do BuzzFeed tests because they're just fun. So I have done a lot over the years, and I will say that there are 3 that I come back to a lot. And that is the Myers-Briggs personality test. And there's also Gallup Strengths Finders. That's not necessarily a personality test, but the self-awareness of your strengths, for me personally, has really impacted the way I understand myself and understand others, which I love. because relationships are like super important to me. And the third one that I hold so dearly to my heart is the Enneagram. It is an ancient personality system that has 9 different types of personalities. And although we are whole integrated human beings, we all tend to identify more with a specific type. The Enneagram has blown my mind. I see it play out in many different times and areas of my life, like almost daily. And I love it because it's helped me to understand my loved ones more. So, funny story, I studied the Enneagram for maybe 4 or 5 years, read many books, listened to podcasts, done many tests, always had different types. I had 3 different types that I would always get. I finally got my husband to read a book. And we were talking about it one night, and maybe I was talking about something about the 7, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, of course you're a 7." And I'm like, "What?" And when he said that, everything clicked in my brain. This is where step number 2 really comes into play. Ask for feedback, because I had been studying that stuff for 4 or 5 years and I could not see clearly. He comes in, reads half a book, and is like, "Oh, this is the type you are." Okay. He was absolutely right too. So, personality tests are great. And that's my suggestion number 4. And the 5th tip I'll suggest is developing a self-awareness habit of just checking in for 5 minutes a day. It could be in the morning. You could do a 5-minute morning check-in where you're seeing where you're at, how you're feeling, thinking about how you want your day to go, thinking about how you want to show up. You could do it at night. You could do an evening gratitude reflection, thinking about your day and what you're grateful for. You can reflect on your emotions and your actions and your decisions, and this can help build up your self-awareness. So those are 5 steps that you can start today in discovering who you are. All right, so I want you to start small, but be intentional. Self-awareness is a journey, not a quick fix. It's about being a little more honest with ourselves each day, embracing the messy parts, and letting God lead us into the freedom of knowing and accepting ourselves. I challenge you this week to take one small step into self-awareness. I'll link some more resources down below that you can check out. You could try one of the practical steps I shared, or you can go and find something else to try out. The important thing is just to start with a little bit of self-awareness. Remember, friend, that you are created for a purpose. And the first step in living it out is to know who you are right here, right now. Please subscribe for more content like this, share it with others, and join me in this journey of living boldly in faith, fully connected to purpose, and ready to embrace a vibrant, purposeful life. Until next time, see you later.